It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. There's Laura Herrington from the Indiana County Tourist Bureau, and she's got Tony, Orlando, and Dawn action going on here this morning, huh?
Herrington.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
Well, no, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Indiana County. Todd, how are you?
Oh, I didn't recognize you because of the voice. What's going on there?
Oh, it's trying to come back. It was a raucous couple of weeks getting ready for It's a Wonderful Life parade. And, man, what a great evening that was, wasn't it?
I thought you were going to put on a show with, you were going to sing Betty Davis Eyes or something like that. Our visit this morning, presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online, marcusandmack.com. Yeah, it was a wonderful show, wasn't it? It was just a great event, very well pulled off in some adverse conditions.
Adverse conditions indeed. And, you know, we always get flooded with calls. Is the parade still on? Or are you canceling? No. How could we cancel such an event? There are so many organizations and businesses involved, and it's just such a terrific community event. That would be near impossible to cancel, and the show must go on, and it did. And there were so many folks lining this Philadelphia street that came out to watch the parade, and it was just a lot of fun.
So who are the pips that you brought with you today?
Well, I mean, it really does take a community, and for a long time now, the pips who are here, are you calling me Gladys?
Why not?
Notice he didn't say gentleman.
It's an escalation from Kim Carnes to Gladys Knight. That's a pretty big step up there, Laura.
Oh, how much fun. So these gentlemen, I do call them gentlemen, they've been responsible for over 10 years now for storing the huts, the vintage light displays, picking up, delivering, transporting, which is really an anchor for our It's a Wonderful Life festivities and parades. So I just really wanted to publicly thank them for their support over all the years. And so with me today is Luke Shively of McNaughton Moving and Storage. His brother Thomas wasn't able to be here, but it's a family affair. Josh Rosenberger, everybody knows Josh also, and with the 700 shop. And who was not able to be with us today is Jason Levan. Jason has to work. So we get to party while some folks have to work. But,
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
so
true
we
too.
just really appreciate all of your work that you do over the years. And I'll let you take it away and just talk a little bit about what it is that you do to help to provide the support for this event.
Yeah. Hey, Luke, let's talk to you first. The booths up there, those are nice, and ICTC kids did a lot with it. But McNaughton has been very much involved in moving and storage. That's what you had to do with this stuff since last year.
Yeah, that is what we do. We provide moving services. The huts basically sit behind our warehouse for most of the year. At this time, we do still have a flatbed that gives us the ability to bring them up here, and they basically come up in 2 trips because all 4 won't make it all at once. So,
Yeah.
That's part of the deal, and then of course the lights and everything too. We store those and bring them up on trucks and put them out, and it's been fun doing it. We have good bonding moments over it, putting all the lights out, getting them out, and it wasn't 30 and raining this year, so it was one of our better years to do it.
Yeah, it's a good thing you put them up when you did.
Yeah, the actual light up night got the bad one.
Yeah, but that's okay because that's what you do. I mean, whatever the job calls for, you want to get it done and you do it well.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work, but at least it's for a good cause, and that makes the achy backs and hurt shoulders a lot easier to deal with because you're hoping to enhance the community and help the environment during the holiday season.
Yeah, it is. You don't handle things like that typically. You don't find a lot of hut moving activities on the list of McNaughton activities.
Well, that's actually not too bad, Todd, because the forklift does all the work on that.
Yeah.
The lights are probably part. We've discussed this. I believe wrought iron gets heavier year by year.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that it gets heavier year by year. We couldn't admit that we're getting older.
Can't be that. Josh Rosenberger from the 700 shop. You're set up for a really big month of December in downtown Indiana. Your shop, of course, but the entire downtown. It's a really, really big and enjoyable event for people to come. But there's a ton of work that goes into it, and a lot of people who come together to make all this happen.
Well, like Laura said, it takes a village, and by virtue of friendships, you kind of pull on people like Luke and Tom and Jason and go, hey, I need some help with this stuff, and then we kind of just find ourselves doing it year after year, and it's appreciative to the Tourist Bureau and Laura to let people know how much McNaughton's gives back, and Jason works for Margie Gray, State Farm Insurance, and giving him the time to come down and help us, and the countless hours that it does take to do that stuff, and it's all worth it. We might complain when we're doing it, and we laugh while we're doing it, but when we drive through town, especially like Tom and I would talk about, we're driving through town at night and we see the town all lit up, and our kids are just ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us go, yeah, we got to keep doing this, because it's not just our kids, it's the entire community that really appreciates that. And if it makes the town better, that's good. That's a win for everybody, right? I mean, it's a win for the town, it's a win for the people, it's a win for the county. It just makes it a whole thing great.
And a part of what Laura notices, I'm sure, better than anybody, is that when the town does this, not only bigger but better every single year, you notice it in the number of different visitors that come in, and from how far away they come.
That's correct. And we've had visitors from very far away. We have calls from Chicago. The more that we promote this event, the more notoriety, and the folks will travel further to come, because it's unique. Our town is so beautiful and unique that we are so fortunate and blessed to have this, to celebrate in such a way. Fortunate and blessed to have the community that invests in it in such a way, to welcome people to come and experience this, because we're spoiled, I have to say. I mean, thank you for all your hard work. We are a hard-working crew. But we're spoiled with what we have, and so it's just a pleasure to be able to welcome visitors. And yes, they come, and each year the committee tries to develop some more fun and interesting activities around the Saturdays of the It's a Wonderful Life Festival. But we have communities throughout the county that have their own celebrations, and there's just so much to do, and it's evident in the brochure that we compile that has grown each year, and just thank everybody for their wanting to be involved and continuing to be involved and keep it growing.
I'll tell you, I was amazed on Saturday. We had people in the store, and I was talking with them, and they found I found out. I said, "Well, where are you from?" And they were like, "Well, we're from Chicago." And you brought that up, and I assumed they were here with the big balloon builders, because that brought a lot of people in. So I said, "Oh, you're building balloons today then, or this week?" And they were like, "No." And I go, and they're like, "No, we planned a whole trip here. We flew into Chicago, and then we planned a whole tour of Western PA, with the focal point being the parade and shopping downtown and experiencing the county as part of it." And I don't want to say it shocked me, but it did. It kind of caught me off guard, because I thought, wow, they made a commitment from Chicago to come here.
Yeah.
And so just amplifies what Laura was saying. It's kind of a neat thing to hear.
I'm guessing every once in a while you can find something to do in Chicago too. But
Well, yeah,
they
but
decided to come.
but it's neat to
wants
hear
to go
people
there.
coming from there to here.
Yeah.
And that's cool too.
That's the
Yeah.
cool thing about it.
Yeah, and I mean, and not just there, but we hear people all over the state. We had people from Carlisle, we had people from Philly, we had people all over the place that you just are like, it's kind of like, wow, they're coming here. This is awesome. So
Yeah. Well, it's a tremendous identifier. It's a Wonderful Life, and the Jimmy Stewart Museum and everything that they do. But Laura, you're right. Something that you said a couple of moments ago. The communities all around Indiana County, they all have wonderful events that are planned. Even the tiniest of communities, maybe it's just the nativity set out in front of whatever their local church happens to be. But people plan, and they work so hard to make it happen. We had Denise Jennings Doyle and Dave Janusak from Blairsville in with us this morning, describing their light up night, which is coming next week. It's a tremendous investment of time and energy and goodwill, and that's what the whole season is about.
It is, and pride, being proud of who you are, where you live, and just wanting to share that with others. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
Yeah, and it's a good thing you got guys like Luke and his entire group because, without the people to do that hard work, the hard physical labor, actual physical labor, working in combination with institutions like ICTC, these things happen because people are willing to give of themselves like that.
One of the first encounters I had with these pips was in the storage at McNaughton Moving and Storage with the light displays, and they were refurbishing the light displays. It was the first time they had been done for several years, after the displays were used in blue spruce. And these guys were clipping off tape that had the wires taped to the displays, spray painting the frames, screwing in the light bulbs. It's just from A to Z what maintenance needs to be done. And as a clothier, I don't know how much, you really enjoy that type of work, but maybe you do. But yes, it's all very thankful.
Always want to learn. These guys are great. And honestly, none of this happens without McNaughton's. And I'm not, it's because the storage of it, the manpower they provide, all that stuff, it's incredible what they give back to the community for us, and they never charge anybody a dime for it. They just do it out of the goodness of their heart, and it's super appreciative because honestly, without them, it's where do you store all these huge light displays and stuff? The wreaths on my building, for example, I can't even fit those through my door to put them in my basement or anywhere to store them. So thankfully, we have guys like this in our community. So thank you, Luke.
And Luke, they get a little brittle as the years go on too, don't they?
They do. Yeah, it's a labor of love. We enjoy doing it. Shout out back to Josh. They wouldn't get lit without Josh and Jason. Usually Tom, but I have standing plans every Monday. So yeah, I guess I abandon my teammates every Monday as they go around and actually make the lights come on and actually be electrified. So,
yeah.
So it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people involved. Whole bunch of other entities in the community that all have a role in this happening. So that's a great thing about it too, is it is such a community oriented, focused, and involved activity.
That's Indiana's activities for the It's a Wonderful Life Festival, but there are events happening all over the area. Laura has a great big list of them that she sent to me. We're out of time here this morning. We can't go into the actual list, but Laura, they just need to visit your website, and you got it taken care of.
You got it. Visit indianacountypa.org is our website. We've got a calendar of events page dedicated to all things holiday, or you can always stop by and see us. We're in the Indiana Mall.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Very good. Thanks all for coming in.
Thank you, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Fox News coming up next at the top of the hour, and then it is a visit from the WCCS newsroom with Josh, and we'll do some sports and much more coming our next hour.